This year's horror slate is turning up the volume, and you may want to hold the lights a little brighter. We're counting down 10 new and upcoming horror films for 2025, each delivering its own brand of fear, surprise, and unforgettable aftermath. From creepy mysteries to full-on nightmares, these titles are poised to define the genre's next chapter. Ready your nerves, dim the room, and let's step into the shadows. Sinners. This film explores twin brothers returning to their hometown, haunted by past sins even before the darkness sets in. Set in the deep roots of the Mississippi Delta, the story blends historical undercurrents and supernatural dread as the twins find that the evil they thought they'd left behind has been waiting. As communities, music, and memories collide, the film reveals how personal guilt and collective history can open doors best left closed. With an immersive setting and slow-burn tension, Sinners delivers more than scares. It asks what evil does when it goes quiet. Sinners, streaming on HBO Max. Weapons. In a quiet town, every child but one vanishes at exactly the same time, and the mystery ripples outward in this unsettling supernatural thriller. Teacher, parent, detective, all perspectives spin as the film unravels what happens when the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Directed by Zach Kreger, the story uses multiple viewpoints to build tension and shift your assumptions about what is real and what is ritual. With swirling dread, tense pacing, and a mystery that feels too bizarre to be fictional, Weapons is a puzzle wrapped in fear. Weapons. In theaters and available to rent or buy. Frankenstein, reimagining the classic tale, this adaptation takes the familiar bones of Frankenstein and threads them through modern science, grief, and ambition.
Now, run.
A driven doctor, a shattered creation, and the question, who is the monster and who is the maker? The film explores what happens when the cost of playing God is measured not just in death, but in identity and consequence. With atmospheric visuals and a haunting score, Frankenstein is both homage and fresh nightmare, reminding us that creation can become calamity. Frankenstein releases November 7th. Bring her back. When a loved one disappears, the line between hope and horror blurs. Bring Her Back follows a woman's desperate search for someone gone, only to uncover secrets best left buried.
We can bring her back.
Every clue brings new shadows. Every ally may hide a betrayal. Through flickering lights and whispering halls, the film asks how far you'll go and what you'll give up to turn absence into presence again. With emotional stakes and eerie tension, Bring Her Back turns loss into fear. Bring Her Back. Streaming on HBO Max. Silent Night, Deadly Night. The festive season becomes fatal in this twisted nightmare. What starts as a holiday gathering spirals into violence, moral collapse, and survival horror. In a setting where warmth and ice collide, every cheer hides a scream, and every gift carries a price. With claustrophobic sets, tension-packed scenes, and a relentless countdown to chaos, Silent Night, Deadly Night twists the familiar into the terrifying. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Release date, December 12th. The Long Walk. This film tracks a seemingly innocuous challenge, an endurance event that promises glory. But beneath its surface, a deeper horror awakens. Participants trade breaths for bragging rights, unaware that the rules are harsher than advertised. As fatigue becomes fear, camaraderie turns to competition, and every step reveals how thin the line can be between game and survival. With gritty realism and slow burn dread, The Long Walk turns determination into desperation. The Long Walk. In theaters. Dream Eater. Sleep should be safe until it isn't. Dream Eater follows characters whose nightmares no longer stay behind closed eyelids. Instead, the dark moves, hunts, and claims. Blurring the boundary between dream and reality, the film uses surreal visuals, shifting perspectives, and creeping dread to show that some horrors can't be woken from. With unsettling imagination and a plot that sneaks in when you're least prepared, Dream Eater invites you to question whether the fear begins while you're awake or asleep. Dream Eater, limited release, October 24th. Dust Bunny. In the corner of a child's room, something ancient stirs. Dust Bunny takes a small, everyday object and turns it into a conduit for terror. Through slow reveals, quiet creepiness, and moments where the mundane becomes malevolent, the film builds a haunting atmosphere.
I came to kill me.
Family, home, innocence lost. Each layer peels back until you're left wondering what really hides under the bed. With a minimalist set and maximal scares, Dust Bunny proves that fear doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Dust Bunny releases December 12th. Final destination, Bloodlines. The franchise returns with new victims, new rules, and the same inevitability. Death finds a way. Bloodlines revisits the core of Final Destination lore, where fate isn't a suggestion, it's a contract.
Because that would be crazy.
As characters attempt to cheat endings and rewrite destinies, the movie refocuses on the chaos of survival in a narrative where each escape promises new danger. With inventive set pieces and tension that builds from the expected into the bizarre, Final Destination, Bloodlines brings the series back to its sharpest edges. Final Destination, Bloodlines. Streaming on HBO Max. Together. At once intimate and cosmic, Together centers on two people bound by an unbreakable connection until their closeness becomes the very thing that threatens them.
We spend our lives in search of the other half.
As their bond deepens, the outside world intrudes, and what began as refuge shifts into a trap. With emotional weight and psychological tension, the film asks how much sacrifice love demands when fear takes hold. Blending human drama with horror, Together offers a story where the scariest monster might just be what we let inside. Together, available to rent or buy. That's our hype list for the top new horror movies of 2025. 10 chilling, imaginative titles that aim not just to scare you, but to stay with you. Which one will you face first? Drop your pick in the comments, hit like if you're ready for a scare, and subscribe for more deep dives into the darkest corners of film. Until then, keep the lights low and the popcorn ready.